Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, or in the middle of the night. It does not matter what time you're watching this, what day. This is messages for you to have a great day. Messages for everything you need to know for your dreams and goals to come together with divine grace and in a perfect way. And also anything else that Spirit needs you to know or wants you to know right now. All right, so we have 3 piles to choose from. If you don't know how this pick a card works, you actually just pause the video if you need to. You tune into the energies of the cards, whichever pile resonates with you, whichever you feel drawn to. You can scroll down below to the description box under this video and you can see which timestamp corresponds with each video, and you just click on the timestamp. It'll take you right to your reading, and yeah, and then you'll get messages for you. You may be drawn to more than one pile. That's okay. Choose the one that calls you the most first, and then there might be something else in the other video, okay? This is a general reading, so there could be messages for other people in your reading as well, so take what resonates and leave the rest. And a lot of this stuff is actually insanely accurate as well. So if your intuition is on, your messages should be pretty much perfect for you. And if your intuition is off and the video doesn't feel like the reading doesn't feel like it's yours, then choose another pile or choose another video. I'm going to be straight with you guys. I literally just woke up. This is the first time I've ever done a reading where I've just come straight out of bed. And I'm really curious how this is going to go, because this is when we're most receptive to things, when we first wake up or when we are going to bed. So anyways, pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Choose your pile now. Thank you. All right, so let's get into this. I'm also going to be drawing a communication message for you. And yeah, so we're just going to be, so this one here, if you chose group number 1, this is the message for how you can have a great day, what you need to know. The next message is for all of your dreams and goals to come together with divine grace in a perfect way. That's for you. There's a communication message for you today. And also anything else that Spirit wants you to know. So, Spirit, what else does group number 1 need to know today? All right. So let's see what you got, group number 1. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune, destiny and change of course, and it is in inverse for your first card. Your second card is forgiveness in inverse, which is the dog. It's also number 15. And the third card is when I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in a vibrational alignment with my true love nature. The communication message is, that was so much fun, remember? Wow, you can tell I just woke up. That was so much fun, remember? Okay, group number 1, let's get into your reading. All right, so the first message for you to have a great day, you got the Wheel of Fortune, which is like change of course, destiny. It's also, the specific message for you today is actually that you don't necessarily need to change anything. You've been going through some changes, and for you today, it's for you to look around and see what magic and miracles there are right around you, okay? Just know that everything that you've done and all of these different pieces of your life that may seem like they're like scattered or chaotic, or like, in most cases it's not. In most cases it's like you've done a lot of things and they tie in together, but for some of you guys, you don't see the correlation between the different choices you've made and the different paths you've taken. But for your message for you to have a great day is to not be concerned about all of that, not be concerned about the directions that you're going or the directions that you've been, the things that you have to do. Don't be concerned about everything that you have going on in your life. It's all going to tie back into each other, and don't feel like you have to change anything. Everything is actually okay as it is. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. If you actually look at this card right here, it looks like there's a sun radiating and it's very bright, but in the message that I'm getting for you actually is like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So if you feel like you're going through a lot of different things, or if you've got things going on, don't worry about that, because it's like the darkness is below you. You're not going to fall into it. You just have to stay focused on whatever it is you've got to do or get done today. Make sure to take breaks. Make sure to do things nice for yourself. Don't fall into any fears or worries or concerns. It's like you've got, like, everything's coming together for you, even if you don't know how or why, you know, these things have gone the way that they've gone in your life. All right. There's a specific message for you regarding your communication. This could be communication with yourself or communication with others. And it is, that was so much fun, remember? So Spirit is wanting you to know that you need to think about the things that were fun, or think about the people that you had fun with, and maybe strike up some conversations. Strike up conversations and be like, tune into that energy that you had. Maybe bring up some kind of memory that you've got. Maybe like reconnect with the person or the people that brought you the most joy, or the people that you had the most fun with. And sometimes it's just recognizing that you actually do have fun in a lot of these little things that you do. Yeah. And there's a little bit of mystery. There's a lot of mystery for you today. And again, Spirit is like, you don't need to know how any of this works. Just trust that it's all going to come together. Okay? That's your message. Now, as for the second one, for all of your dreams and goals to come together with divine grace in a perfect way, you got the dog. And you may have a dog. You may like dogs. You may be around somebody who wants a dog. And dog may just represent somebody who's very loyal in your life right now as well. Okay. In this case, there's forgiveness. So I'm going to read this, and it's in inverse. So that just means there's a blockage in this area. All right. So dog, forgiveness, water. So the kin essence is forgiving yourself and others opens you to love and freedom. For some of you guys, I'm tying this right into the fun, okay? So some of you guys have been working too hard, or you've been around people who are working too hard, and it seems like the fun isn't showing up in all the different things that you do. So, yeah, you've got to forgive yourself and forgive other people if that's the case, and just let go of that need to be perfect and that need to work hard and strive and that. So, dogs are the domesticated descendants of wolves. As pets and companions, dogs have long been associated with loyalty, empathy, fun, and happiness. As a wild animal, dogs are agile hunters with the ability to run long distances without tiring, tapping into their inner determination to override their physical exhaustion and continue forwards. Wild dogs work with their pack to coordinate hunts, defend their territory, and care for their young. They also make time in their lives for play. Again, fun. Dogs have heightened senses, sensitive hearing, and a keen eye for movement, and the ability to respond quickly. They are eternally trusting, faithful, and forgiving beings to those they share their life with. Their ability to embody unconditional love makes them the ideal teachers of the practice of forgiveness. No matter the circumstances, a dog has the ability to choose to live more in the present and to take any opportunity to give and receive love and companionship. Dogs are well known for their ability to give love and affection freely, often without expectation. They are incredibly intuitive, with heightened senses that allow them to connect with our soul essence, choosing to be guided by the energy and intention behind words and actions, rather than by their literal meaning. Okay, so with regards to the dog in this spread, and with this specifically for what you need to know for your dreams and goals to come together with divine grace and in a perfect way, it's to bring back the joy into things that you're doing. All right. Again, dogs, they have the ability to run long distances without tiring and tapping into their inner determination to override their physical exhaustion and continue forwards. So you're working on something and you may feel exhausted. Okay. You may feel that you might not be exhausted yet, but you may feel like you could burn out. So the answer is like, how do you use teams and teamwork for this? This one says wild dogs work with their pack to coordinate hunts, defend their territory, and care for their young. So there's a part in your life where you may feel like you're overworked, underpaid. Now you might be a parent, you might be a student, you might be, a volunteer somewhere, but there's something that you're doing, and you may be a child and you might not be any of those things, but you feel like there's a lot of demand on you for different things. So whatever it is that's there that feels like you have to do things and you're not being rewarded enough, and it's like the joy or the fun or whatever is sapped out of it, look to see where you can like communicate with people and make games out of it, make it fun, but also like how you can work with people and have other things like lighten the load, really work with people. Okay. You've got to make light or time for play in your life, and you got to forgive people who either want you to work harder or you want yourself to work harder or be better. There's some kind of like striving for like needing to be great or needing to be perfect that's coming up with this. So for all your dreams and goals to come together and with divine grace in a perfect way today, it's to let go of all of that energy and really like discover the fun and joy and play in whatever it is you've got to do. Okay? Don't worry about all the details. They're going to come together. That's, part of the first card you got. Everything's going to come together, and you've got to bring fun and joy into this. All right. So the last card, what else Spirit wants you to know for your day today, is when you're in appreciation. I'm going to read that again. All right. So when you are in a state of appreciation, you are in vibrational alignment with your true love nature. Look at these two cardinals. Look how freaking cute they are together. Okay, it looks like one is whispering to another, and there's like all this light radiating out, or this energy radiating out, and you've got a lot of, I couldn't help but notice, but in this reading, you've got a lot of red and orange energy. You do have all of the other colors that are here, of the other chakra colors, but like the red is the root, the orange is the chakra, or chakra sacral. This is me when I first wake up. Oh my gosh. So the red and the orange, and this has the yellow, right? The solar plexus. All right. So it's like being solid, grounded in your power, the essence of who you are, the creative center, and like the power with people and things. That's what your reading is talking about today. Okay. And for you to just appreciate this came out in a reading yesterday also. There was a reading that was all about appreciation, and the task that they were given in that was to go around and actually like appreciate the different things, but start talking about it. So I've got a cat who's rubbing up against my leg right now. It's a little black kitty. Her name's Jupiter. You can hear her rubbing up against my desk a little bit. But, and she's jumping on the table, okay? So I could be not in a state of appreciation with her getting her little paws all over here. But I am going to be appreciating the fact that she is here to join your reading. And she's here to just give confirmation to you. And with this, that we can appreciate anything, even if in the moment it might appear like something that we might not want. But we can look at it and appreciate it, but start talking about why we appreciate it. Okay, so Jupiter's here to join your reading, and I appreciate how soft she is and how snuggly she is, and that she comes up when I do these readings and says hi to the people, shaking the camera, and this is just for you. Okay, so yeah, she just came in just long enough to give you a little greeting, and she's left. So yeah, appreciation is when you're in alignment with your true love nature. You'll start to find that things that would like normally bother you at all don't. You can actually really take joy in them and see them for the gifts that they are. So that is your message today. Wow, she really wants to talk to you. She jumped up again. Anyways, that's your message today, group number 1. I hope you enjoyed your reading, and I will see you again in another video. Thanks so much. Alright, if you chose group number 2, this is your reading, okay? So this pile here, this is for how to have a great day. The second one I'm going to pull is for all of your dreams and goals to come together with divine grace in a perfect way. Let's see what group number 2 got. Number 2. Your dreams and goals to come together with divine grace in a perfect way. What message did you get? Ah, that's too many. That is the one. Okay. And is there anything else that Spirit wants you to know? My hands are so little that any like large decks, it's like, it's so challenging. So anyways, what does group number 2 need to know today, Spirit? Perfect. And I'm going to pull a communication message for you. This could be regarding communication for yourself, for others, or others to you. Okay? So here you go. For you to have a great day. For your dreams and goals to come together with divine grace in a perfect way. Okay. So the message, the communication message is, I wonder what you're doing right now. So you are on somebody's mind. Yeah. Sometimes this is about, like, you might be thinking about somebody, but there is definitely somebody who is in this very moment as you're watching this video. Doesn't matter what time of day or night. There's somebody who's thinking about you right now, dreaming about you right now, really wondering and wanting to know what you're doing. And not because they're creepy stalker-like, but because they really care for you and they're concerned. And for most of you guys, it's because they miss you. Some of these people, though, for some people in the reading, it's because they actually like just really love and adore you, and they might be in your life. You might have started seeing somebody. They might be your partner. It might be just a love interest. It might be, you know, a family member. But there's somebody in your life who is really wondering what you're doing. And for many of you, like a lot of you, there's also somebody in your life. So you might actually have two. But it might be one person, but there's somebody in your life who's wondering what you're doing right now because they really miss you. Okay, so think about who you haven't connected with for a while and reach out and connect. Because you might not think you matter sometimes, and believe it or not, you do. And everybody's so busy and preoccupied in their own lives that people don't reach out to each other enough. They often just send text messages, or if they even do that at all, or they expect the other person to contact them. Well, sooner or later, time goes by and people miss out on all kinds of opportunities to connect. So whoever you're thinking about, whoever you're missing, whoever you think it would be great to reconnect with, you definitely need to do that today. Okay? So, for you to have a great day, you have the Three of Cups in inverse. Isn't that funny? So the Three of Cups is about friendship, joy, and bounty. And this is saying that you're missing out on some friendships. And this right here, I wonder what you're doing right now, is like, it's perfect. So this is blocking, this is saying that there's energy blocked in that right now, and that your goal for you to have a great day is to actually like reach out and cause friendships, create friendships. Now in this picture, there's 3 little birds, and there's 2 of them, and one of them's like a little further off, but they're all hanging out talking together. And so there may be like, you may feel, again, this is a general reading, so this part I'm about to share is just for some of you. But you may feel that there's a couple people in your life who you kind of gel with, who maybe there was like a trio of you guys, and it may seem like one of you is not really a part of the trio anymore, and but there's a light, like whatever that group of you guys is, that's a divine relationship that came into your life, okay? A divine friendship. And it's very like, it's very bright. There's a lot of joy and a lot of love in there. So even if things feel distant in that trio, it doesn't matter. That's something that can easily be resolved. Don't ever feel like it's not going to come back together, or it's missing from your life completely if things aren't working as well as they could be. You know, there's people who connect, like people are like waves. If you think about it, it's like, you know, we're all emotional, we're all vibrational beings, so it's like you're going to be like this through life. If you see my hand, I'm kind of making the wave thing. And there's going to be other people that seem like they're on the same wave as you all the time. But it doesn't matter. We're all going to have experiences, and we're all going to have different wavelengths that we're on. And sometimes we're going to be like completely riding the same wave, and other times we just go off, but then we come back together at different times and align at those different times. Okay, so regardless of what's happened in your friendships or your relationships, it's going to turn around. And, but it does take something on your part, like actually reaching out and saying, hello, what are you doing? I wonder what you're doing. I've missed you. These kinds of things. Just, and also don't hold back. It's like you can tell people what you're doing. You don't have to be shy. Some of you watching this video have a tendency to make your life about other people and not really share the things that you're doing. So then you still end up feeling separate even when there's people around. Sometimes you feel like connected, but then other times you really like only share little tiny bits and pieces because you're thinking about what the other person wants to know, needs to know. You're so concerned with getting it right that you're not just being with the people. So your alignment task from this is to reach out to people and be with people today. And this trio thing isn't for everybody, okay? So this whole relationship thing, it's for anybody in your life who you're thinking about, anybody who's mattered. Just let them know that you think they're great. Just reach out and say hi, and I think you're great, and I miss these conversations. I miss these times with you. And you don't need to hold on to it, though. There's a very strong message coming in that you don't need to try to recreate the past. Okay, the past is gone. The past is gone. But you can open things up to create new futures. And in some cases, it's going to go amazingly in the direction you want. In other ways, it's going to not go amazingly in the direction you want, but it's not necessarily going to be a bad thing. You just opening the door to communication is going to be opening the door to all kinds of things coming in for you. Like you open the door to friendship and it may it's like vibrationally, like it may show up, but it might show up from this, like over here. It's like you open the door to this possibility, but because you're open to being loving and receptive in friendships and relationships and things, because you're offering that generous approach to communication and with people, it opens up the avenue for all of these other wonderful things to flow. So you may be opening up one friendship avenue over here, and you may have 5 other friends show up in your life. So regardless, reach out to somebody or share what you're doing. Don't hold back. The other message you got is the 5 of Wands. All right. Yeah. This is so good. This is so good because you got the 5 of Wands, but you also got the creative spark for, everything to come together. So this here, you may feel like you've got a lot of, you may feel a little lost with what to do in certain situations. Because it's with this card above it, it may be related to your relationships and things. So the 5 of Wands is like being scattered, having a lack of focus, feeling lost, not knowing which direction, having too many things on the go or too many thoughts. That's something that's okay in this reading, is for you to have a great day, is to see that there are things that might feel a little out of place, a little challenging to rein in. And wherever you're at is totally okay. You might need to do some things like, oh no, I'm not even going to tell you those things because that's not the message I'm getting. The message I'm getting is actually for you to use that lack of focus towards something creative, okay? For you to do something creative today, and it's going to, by you getting all of that energy and things out, it's going to allow you to actually feel positive and accomplished and really like you're in your divine flow. Okay, so this feeling lack of focus or lack of organization, that's actually like creative energy is not solid and straight. It's flowing, it moves. So you have an abundance of creative energy and potential today. All right, so for you to have a great day and to have all of your dreams and goals come together, tune into that, tap into that. You might need to start doing something if you feel like there's any kind of blockage at all or any kind of like challenge with knowing what to do. You could, if you're a writer, you could start writing. You know how like if you have writer's block, the best thing that you can do for yourself is to write. Or if you're an artist, the best thing that you can do is do something to draw. Or if you're a sports person and you feel like you're stuck in that regard, there's like, you need to actually do the thing before you have everything come together for the perfect way that you want to do it. And sometimes you just like start into something and you get hit with that creative spark and it just goes. So consider these Five of Wands, in your case, this is creative kindling. Okay, you are ready to ignite and burst into something absolutely beautiful with your creativity. You could be a musician. Like, there's so many different things. Like, you could even just be an entrepreneur or a business owner, and you like have some creative idea that's going to, like, maybe you're going to do an entire new planning, or you're going to do maybe my goodness, oh, the things that are coming to me. So for some people, you might even be like a mortician or something. I don't know why that came, but there are different things that you might be a volunteer, you might be, you might have a social group online. There are so many different things, but there's some creative spark that's going to be brought into your day today for you to have everything come together. It's to tap in and tune into that creativity. It's going to cause everything that you want for your dreams, goals, and projects to move. All right, so use that creativity. And also, if you don't put it towards your business or your projects or things that you're doing, put it towards your own personal passion, because there's so much creative energy in you right now that if you do not get your creative energy out, it's going to cause a kind of like a kink in a hose. Okay, so it wants to flow, everything wants to flow, and don't ignore that. Take care of that. And maybe you just have to get out and dance and do some fun things. So, but use that creativity. And yeah, the next message, because it goes right into it, is ask for help. Okay, so this one here is a child's deck, okay? So, and this one here says, if anyone hurts you, tell a grown-up and ask your angel to help you. In your case, for this reading, it is for you to not be afraid of what other people are going to say, but reach out and ask for help. If you've got an idea and you may feel it's big or intimidating or anything, ask for help. If you're working on something, ask for help. With regards to people and projects, this all ties in together too. So not just friendships, but it's like there are people who are in your life who would be willing to support you completely, but it's like somehow, and I'm going back to this original card, but if you see this bird here, and then there's others, this could be you with others, with you having somehow thinking that these people are distant from you when really they're not. They're watching you, they're paying attention to you, but you might not be communicating what you need. All right, so don't be afraid to reach out and have conversations. Ask people what they're doing, get curious about their life, and also you can ask people for help with the things that you're doing, with the projects and stuff. You have a spiritual team with you, okay? So it does not matter what your belief is, all right? Energy is energy. So some people will will think of angels, some people will think of fairies, some people will think of God, some people will think of spirit guides. Like, there's so many different things, but energy is energy regardless of how you associate everything. And you're guided spiritually. Like, you're here watching this video right now, and there may be some things in this video that you might be like, oh, that's hogwash, none of that makes sense. And there might be some things in this video that make sense, but just consider that you were guided to this video for messages for you, and that there are there's something greater than ourselves that guides us towards the things that we need for what we're looking for. All right, so just consider that, and trust that the better you get with trusting your intuition and following those inner guidance systems that feel right for you, the more accurate all of these messages, these videos, these things are going to get for you. So reach out and ask for help. Be curious about what people are doing, and share what you're doing today. Really enjoy it. You're up to really cool things. I can tell from this spread that you really are. And that is all I have for you, group number 2. I hope you enjoyed your reading today. If you did, give it a like, comment on it, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends on social media, anything that you like, okay? So thanks so much, and I hope to see you again in another reading. Bye. How you can have a great day today, and everything you need to know for all of your dreams and goals to come together, and anything else that Spirit wants you to know. this is your reading, okay? So this is the first card. I'm going to pull the second and the third cards just based on what I'm being directed to do right now. And there's also some communication messages. Wow, for some reason you're getting 2 today. And you're the first person since I started doing this who's ever gotten 2. So, hey. All right, so you got some communication messages. This one here is what you need to know for your dreams, goals, and projects to come together with divine grace in a perfect way. Now you're getting a few messages today, more than I think the other piles got. So, and this one here is anything else that Spirit wants you to know. Okay. All right. So, let me tune into the energy of these cards. Okay, right away, my attention goes to a couple things for you today. So this is for you to have a great day. Right now, there's the 5 of Cups, right? So the 5 of Cups can be like greed or disappointment. If you see this picture, there's a horse, and it looks very, very sad. And above it, you know, there's all the cups, and it's also got lightness and brightness above it, but it looks like it's looking down into the darkness. And its mane looks like it would be if it was out in the rain for a long time. I'm actually going to be looking at another deck here for a second, because your reading is causing me to want to look at more things, and it had me pull a few extra cards and stuff too. So I just want to say, in this other card deck, it says fixation, aversion, and limited vision. All right. So what I also notice about this is that you've got, with your communication messages, you've got, because of you, I learned more about me, and you were only thinking about yourself. So here's what's going on, is that there's somebody in your life, somebody. And it could be that you are sad or they are sad because something happened and one of you guys perceives it as the other was only thinking about themselves. Okay? And there's sadness. There's sadness because whatever it is not working out, and there's some disappointment. All right? And that's just, it is what it is. For you to have a great day, you've got to recognize that there are cups and lightness right above you, and that you don't need to be looking at the darkness. All right? So whatever situation this is that is causing you to learn more about yourself, or the other person to learn more about themselves, or both, you don't need to be looking down and judging yourself or them in any way. You don't need to be looking at the sadness and the disappointment, because there's just as much light as there is darkness, but it's where your attention is focused. And, you know, you may feel like you're a little disappointed, or that, you know, you're a little wet. You know, you feel a little like not great about what happened or what is happening, or even thoughts about what you think is going to happen. Okay, there may be somebody in your life that you're super concerned about right now, and concerned about how things are going with that person or what's going to happen. But you don't need to be spending your time in the darkness. That is actually a silly thing to do. I'm channeling this directly. Like, the message I'm getting for you is it's a silly thing to do, when if you just lifted your head up, you would see, like, right around you, things are actually better than what you're seeing. All right, you're just not seeing it because you're actually looking. You're looking into the darkness. You're looking for the darkness. You're spending your time in the darkness, and you're feeling like a drowned rat. Okay, so this is a general reading. If this does not resonate with you, then it is not your pile. You can choose another pile, or you can choose another video. But if you were drawn here, there's probably a message in here for you, and it might be with one of the other cards. Okay. So, anyways, the message for you is to look up. Look up and see the brightness that is around you, okay? And the gifts that are coming from this situation. So you are learning more about yourself, okay? Every situation and circumstance that happens that has you look into the darkness, or even the shadow aspects of yourself and of other people, it's like you're learning more about yourself, and it can cause you to open up and see the world in a more evolved, higher spiritually evolved person, and you can have a much better view. Okay, oh my goodness, I'm getting goosebumps. All right, going into the next one. For your dreams and goals to come together with divine grace in a perfect way. So you got alchemy, which is number 8. You got number 14, which goes to a 5, and you got a 5 there. So if the number 5 or 5 is of significance to you at all, then this is definitely a message for you. So there's communication that did not work, and you're thinking about how the communication in the past could have gone better, or, you know, like it went how it went. So maybe you're just looking at it and thinking about it, and it could be with this person that you're thinking about with this video, with this communication, or it could be with other things. It could be with projects, because this converse, like this area here, is about how to have your dreams and goals and projects come together with divine grace in a perfect way. So I'm going to read these cards. Also, I want you to notice what colors are in here, okay? So you have virtually the entire chakra system. You have red here, okay? You've got the orange. You do not have a lot of yellow. Yellow is like your power, you know, money, power and stuff, but you do have yellow here. So yeah, take out what I said about the not having a lot of yellow there. You actually do have, that. And then you've got the green, and you've got the blue, and you've got the indigo and the purple. Okay, so this is an entire chakra system here. But if you notice, you started out your very first card for you to have a great day, and it was just black and white and in darkness. Okay, but you've got all of this in the center, and then you've actually got the black and white on the right hand side. So your inner world has a lot of color. Okay, and your outer world may seem a little drearier right now than you would normally like it to be. That has to do with your communication and with how you're putting things together. All right. It also has to do with where you're directing your focus. So here, this card is very key, all right, to your reading. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. All right. If you look at this card in the very, very center, it's got a really, really bright white star spot. It looks like a sun. Okay. And then, you know, it goes out. This is a beautiful sacred geometry deck, by the way. Okay. It's an activations oracle deck. So anyways, regardless, this card talks about how sometimes you're processing things in the moment, and sometimes you process things a lot later. So in your reading, in your spread, you're processing communication from the past, and you're starting to discover some new things about what happened in this instance in particular with this person or with the things in your life. And you may see patterns that happen in your life with these different people, maybe with past lovers, maybe with past friends, maybe with your parents repeatedly, or your siblings, or, you know, like anybody. It could be from your people from your business or your church, or, you know, your youth group. There's so many different things, but there's this pattern that you've got with relationships, and either thinking that other people are only thinking about themselves, or that you find that you were only thinking about yourself later. Okay, everything's okay with that. Everything's totally okay. At the center of your reading, you've got the 8. Okay, the 8 is a very, very powerful number. Like life path number 8s, for example, are very good with business. You may be a life path number 8. You might not be. You may be a life path number 5 as well. But it's like 8. It could be the infinity symbol as well. It's like everything comes together and ties in together. This one here is alchemy, right? And even with the alchemy and this other card as well, you've got you could draw figure 8s around these circles in the sacred geometry. All right. So I'm going to read the alchemy card. The frequency of alchemy activates our magical ability and remembrance of the magic that we all hold inside. Each one of us has the potential to access the ancient knowledge that allowed the true alchemist to perform the miracles of transmutation. Right, so for all of your dreams, goals, and projects to come together with divine grace in a perfect way, you have to get over the communication from the past and the things that didn't work, and recognize why you're here. Like, why are you here? You are a true alchemist, and the things that have come into your life are gifts for you and tools for you to use. All right, so recognize that These people you've contacted and who've been in your life, they've been also on this journey, this life journey, and they've been learning more about who they are, as well as you've been learning about who you are. Okay. And yes, there's probably some kind of conversations that need to be had to clear up the past, because there's somebody who's feeling that somebody was only thinking about themselves, and likely both people, or if this is a multiple person, likely all people were thinking that the other people were only thinking about themselves. But regardless, there are some things that need to be cleaned up in communication from the past, and that can be done anytime, and it can be done very quickly with ease and grace. It does not have to be anything that you got to think about. Like, you're an alchemist. You have the ability to embrace magic and really tune in with whoever the other people are, really connect with them, and grant each person has the potential to access ancient knowledge that allowed them to perform miracles of transmutation. So everybody that you've connected with, and whatever this sadness is, that's not really how it is. Get your head out of that sad energy, bring it up, and see you for the divine person that you are. Like, you have the ability to create miracles all over. And then lastly, the card that Spirit wants you to know is directing your focus onto what's thriving creates more of what you want. So what is thriving? Because your focus has been on what's not thriving. That's all that's happening here. See? At the top here, you've got the bright, everything's great. You've got everything you want up there, and you've been looking into the things that aren't working. So your message is for you to look at what's working instead of what's not working, and really see what's thriving. Because like I said I think it was the last card reading, pile number 2, there's, like, your focus could be in any area, but when you're focusing on the abundance and the love and the appreciation, like, appreciation is key. But really focus on the really great things, because it opens up the other stuff and it creates more of what you want. So it might be this area you're focused on, but because you've now opened up, when I say this area, I'm not talking about this card, but I'm just using my hand over here. So it might be this area that you're focused on, something in your life, right? And you're like really being appreciative of it. And because you're appreciative over here, it takes the resistance and the blockages away from what's not working over here, because you're not focused on what's not working anymore. You're focused on what is working and what's great. And it opens up the energetic avenue for all of these other wonderful things to come into your life. So you might be focused in one area and suddenly all these great things just start showing up. So that is what I have for you, group number 3. Okay, so you're the ultimate alchemist. Use that. Be in communication. Like, that's the other message, is be in communication and clear whatever is there for you. We are all on these growth journeys together. We meet people for a reason. We have experiences for a reason. They all come together and play a part of our higher purpose. So don't be afraid. You've got to trust the process and enjoy your day. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed your reading. Please let me know what you thought of it, and how I can serve you further. And have an amazing day. All right, talk soon. Bye.